You don't want the war. We don't want the war. The Vietnamese don't want the war. So why does it go on?
You bombed the hell out of these people.
Tonight, American and South Vietnamese units will attack the headquarters for the entire communist military operation in South Vietnam. This is not an invasion of Cambodia. We take this action not for the purpose of expanding the war into Cambodia, but for the purpose of ending the war in Vietnam.
You can't stop it, can you? Even if you wanted to. Because it's not you. It's the system. The system won't let you stop it.
Our first film is Oliver Stone's new biopic named Nixon. And its most surprising element for me is how much empathy the film generates for the disgraced former president. Oliver Stone makes no secret of his left-wing convictions, and going into the movie, I think I basically expected to see Attila the Hun in a suit and tie. Instead, I found a fascinating portrait of a complicated, secretive man who made big mistakes but also made big achievements. The film centers, of course, on the Watergate scandal and how the efforts to cover it up led to the resignation of a president. Anthony Hopkins plays the former president, Paul Sorvino is Henry Kissinger, and James Woods and J.T. Walsh are Haldeman and Ehrlichman.
I never suggested that a bunch of imbeciles break into a psychiatrist's
Doesn't
office.
matter, Henry. The point is you might lose some of your meteor darling halo if the media starts sniffing around our dirty laundry.
Sir, I never had anything to do with that, and that isn't the implication that
Send it all you want, Henry. But you're in with the rest of us. Cambodia, Ellsberg, the wiretaps you put in.
Nixon's great accomplishments in office were recognizing Red China, signing a nuclear treaty with Russia, and presiding over the U.S. withdrawal from Vietnam.
Henry's getting strong signals from the Chinese. They fear the Vietnamese more than the Russians, and they're worried about a united Vietnam. Now, if we stick it out, we'll end up negotiating separately with both the Chinese and the Soviets, and we'd get better deals than we ever dreamed of from both. That is triangular diplomacy, gentlemen.
The movie paints Nixon's private life as one of repression and secrecy and portrays his wife, Pat, as his most clear-eyed and outspoken critic. She's played here by Joan Allen as the person who knows Nixon the best, sees through his defenses, and yet maintains her own.
I have always stood by you. I campaigned for you when I was pregnant. During checkers, when I wanted you out, I told you to fight. This is different, Dick. You've changed.
Anthony Hopkins is very powerful in the title role, and he wisely doesn't try to do a Nixon imitation. He suggests Nixon rather than impersonating him, and the result is powerful, almost Shakespearean, a performance of a man who tastes both glory and the ashes of his own self-defeat. This is one of the best films of the year.
I think so too, Roger, and I think that you're right in describing how Hopkins approaches the role, not mimicry, but the emotion, the being, the uncomfortableness of this man. Joan Allen probably is the lock to win Best Supporting Actress for
She's fabulous
for
in this
playing
film.
Pat Nixon. It's uncanny in looking, but also feeling the brittle kind of quality there. I think the movie's a little tougher on Nixon than you're suggesting. You seem to suggest even-handedness. I think the sins are in clear relief here. But what is great is that a bigger picture is drawn, a psychological portrait. It's all there on screen. That's
You're
the
right.
greatness
Well,
of the
I
film.
didn't mean to suggest the movie is easy on him. What I'm trying to suggest is that it creates empathy.
Well, it's poetic about the flawed man, and
Yes,
that's
it
what I
is.
like.
How can a country come apart like this? What have I done wrong? I opened China. I made peace with Russia. I ended the war. I did what I thought was right. God, why do they hate me so? It's unbelievable. It's insane. Oh, Mom, I'm sorry, God, please forgive me, God. I didn't mean it. I never wanted to do. I don't know what it is to me. It's I can't believe